hello everybody. Welcome to my English class, and I hope you all are doing well. Well, in this video, I'm going to introduce one of my friends from United States of America. So, she is an American and she is a Native American speaker. Okay, so my humble request, please watch the video till the end because it is going to be very enjoyable. So keep watching. Hi, Cindy. As I know you because you're my friend, but my viewers don't know about you. So can you please a little bit introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Cindy Bowler, and I have lived my whole life in the United States in Kansas. And I previously lived in the northwest corner of Kansas, and now I'm in Manhattan, which is more central. And want to know about my family? I have a son and a daughter. 40 and 42 are their ages. And my son lives in Greensboro, North Carolina, and my daughter, Lindsay, lives here in Manhattan. And I have three grandchildren, and her husband is an ag econ professor at the college.
Lovely, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, great. So, as you know that I have been living in the USA for a year and we have been known to each other for a year. So, from my experience, I have eaten a different types of foods also in the USA. So, I am little bit interested in knowing about what food is the famous food in the United States of America. And as we all know that people love to eat food, right? And even if you go to our country, because I'm from India and you know it very well, so everybody loves to eat. So definitely American also love to eat, right? So I would little bit like to know about it. So how much people love to eat and what is the famous food of the United States of America and what is your famous food? So yes.
Well, I would have to say it probably depends in which part of the United States the food is famous. So, like if you live near the ocean, lots of times there's specific dishes like a lobster roll or shrimp and clams. Those are very popular. I would say for Kansas, it's kind of all about beef. And so hamburgers are popular. They do hamburgers and hot dogs lots of times, like for the 4th of July or a holiday in the summer, because it's easy to grill out and serve those because they're both on a bun. So, other a southern favorite is fried chicken, and then I'm trying to think in other. So, like in New Orleans and around there, it's called Cajun food, and that's. But the ingredients are all fresh there, so it's pretty hard to produce that in Kansas when the fish and all of the ingredients aren't fresh like they might be there. So I do love to cook, but I like to try all different kinds of food. So that's kind of a hobby, I guess, for me is trying new dishes and new recipes. Oh.
Okay, great, great. To be honest, although I have eaten different types of food in the United States of America, but I really can't remember the name of the food actually. There is only one food I remember, it is called salad. And the rest of the food I can't remember at all, but I really love to eat American food. Yes, that's nice. So you like cooking?
Yes, I do. And they in the US, like they in bigger cities, they have specific, like the entire restaurant will be only salads all different kinds of salads. They may have meat in them, or they may be made out of pasta. And so sometimes the restaurant it's specific of what they offer. I think when we went out to eat for lunch here in Manhattan, we had a variety of fish and chips and chicken. So anyway, it the Asian food is quite popular in this area too. So uh, it's interesting how cross culturally we like to eat.
Yeah, that's nice. So, have you ever eaten any Indian food?
Yes, I have. Sarmista from India, and invited us over to her apartment, and we had delicious food. And I don't think there was a single thing I didn't care for.
Okay, great, lovely. Okay, so can you a little bit talk about your hobbies apart from cooking? I know you love cooking. You have already mentioned over here. So, apart from cooking, what are your other hobbies? Do you have any
Do you have any
specific
specific
hobbies,
hobbies,
hobbies like
hobbies
that?
like that? Yes, I like to work in the yard. I like to plant and cultivate flowers, and I also planted two apple trees this year. Actually, my son-in-law mostly planted them. um, and so I like to be outside, and I guess I have a new hobby of chickens. And so raising a few chickens in my backyard. I also enjoy doing work like I painted a bathroom a few weeks ago. So I like to do projects within the house to make it more homey or more comfortable in one way or another. I seem to have quite a few guests, so I like to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I know you are a pretty creative person because I went to your apartment one day and I saw a lot of creative work. So yeah, you are a very creative person. Lovely, lovely. Great. Okay, so can we talk about a little bit culture of United States of America? Right? So okay, just wait a minute. So as I have been living here for a year, so what I have found here that the people of United States of America are really very free. They have freedom, equality, justice. They believe in their individual work. So that's a little bit I know about it. So I would like to know a little bit in details about the culture of United States of America. So can you say it a little bit, please?
I'm afraid the culture of the United States is changing, completely different than when I um, any time that I've seen it. And I'm 69 years old, so it's just changing in a lot of different ways. And part of it is that uh, we are very welcoming. I feel like it's like we like to learn about other cultures, and we like to um, have people immigrate to the United States, and we have welcomed that. Um, the other thing I would say about the culture is that there's divisions at this point that there didn't used to be. But then you can look back in history in some ways and see that there was disagreements and wars that uh, came out of division. So I think that people are free to try to improve themselves in any way they would like to, either culturally or educationally. There's lots of opportunities to enjoy, museums or music or shows in a lot of different places. Manhattan has a good amount, but it's not going to be like you would see in New York City or the bigger cities. But I think that you are free to move wherever you like. And so if the environment doesn't suit you, the climate is different, all over the United States. Just moving within Kansas, I feel like Manhattan is way more humid than it was where I was living before. So I think the freedoms to make your own choices are is the part of the United States that draws people here, because many people have come and with nothing, and now have businesses or design products and go to school, and some just have the intellect to open a business that's necessary and make a good living and be able to buy a home. I think probably buying a home is probably a different culture here than it is in other places, because that's a big deal here. It's like, don't pay rent, own your own home, and then it's a little bit like a savings account. You can usually sell it for more than what you bought it for. So it seems like a better investment for most people to do that. However, it's becoming more difficult for people to do that, just with the economy the way it is and interest rates and all of that. Originally, they were giving away land in parts of the United States because there was so much, and it's called homesteading. So you just went and planted yourself on a piece of ground, and eventually you would own it. Is that? Oh.
Okay, that's fine. Nice, lovely. So, can you little tell me about the parents of the United States of America? If you go to India, you will find that there will have many families. Parents are very much strict with their children. So, you can find a lot of conservative families. So, is it the same? Obviously not, I know, but is there any conservative family in the USA or no?
Is there any what family
Oh,
in the
conservative, very strict.
So that, let's see, some of that is a little bit tied into people's different religions. And so, strictness of someone who is, I don't need to name them, but it's very rigid. It's like they can't use automobiles. I mean, there are places in the United States where they're still doing horse and buggy, and they can't have electricity. And so that's very strict just in the way they live. And others, I would just say that if they are, it's just parenting is so different. And I think we have crisis a little bit in that there are a lot of single parent households, and that completely changes the picture of the family. And so there's lots of people growing up without a father or a mother. And I think in a lot of other cultures, that's never the case. So um, you can go back to when they decided to have no fault divorce. And so it became that a lot of people got divorced. So, but actually, as far as disciplining children, and the government controls that to a certain degree. If you are too strict with your child, then someone may report you, and they bring social service people out to find out if it's valid or whatever. And that has gotten much more rigorous, I would say, that they want to pull your child out of your home for things that don't. It's like if your child is sick and you want to have them medically treated a certain way, then they can use that against you, that they don't agree with what you are wanting to do with your child. So that has also changed. It hopefully will get back to some more reasonable avenue, because it's kind of gotten hijacked, I would say. But there are kids who are abused by their parents, and that's an ugly thing in any society.
Okay, interesting. Really interesting. Although I have little bit idea about, because I have been here for a long time. Long time is just for a year, but I have got little bit ideas. So thank you for explaining. Well, so now you meet a lot of international people, right? Every day. Lot of international girls, international people, especially we both are involved in World Friendship Organization, and definitely I would like to mention you are the president of this organization. And I'm so proud to have you as a friend in my life, to be honest, by heart. So I would like to know, what are your experiences of spending time with international girls?
They are all very lovely, and I think part of it is that they are away from their families, and so they are yearning for relationships with other women separate from their husbands in some way. I think women are different in their emotional needs of friendships. Men don't necessarily need that like we do. So it's fun to just kind of, I call it girl time, for a couple hours every week. And everybody is so receptive to um, coming and enjoying themselves and investing in other women within World Friendship.
Okay, lovely. So, can you tell me a little bit about your experiences of spending time with me? Because we have been spending time to each other for a long time. So, what are your feelings about spending time with me?
It's been very enjoyable, and it's just fun to be friends with someone who is in another culture, to learn about their culture, and uh, questions back and forth. And uh, it's just a sweet relationship that doesn't happen in any other way, with American friends. And I I feel like it broadens all of us, expands not just our knowledge, but just I mean, it's like a joining of hearts of people from vastly different uh, countries and cultures and experiences. And so I was very limited where I lived before on knowing very many international people, period. And so it's all been very new and exciting for me.
Lovely, lovely. Have you ever faced any trouble while you are meeting international people, or have you ever found like you are experienced any bad thing or something? Has it happened with you when you are meeting with international people?
Uh, I I think what happens is that I don't know their culture. And so, we are all products of our upbringing. And This is an example that happened at World Friendship. I was helping out in the nursery, and there were a lot of kids, and one of the mothers said that she did not feel like her children were safe in there because there was a whole table of beans for them to play in. And so, I didn't even notice that or even think about that. But our ultimate goal is that they will feel comfortable with their children, in that room. And so that was good to know. So there's just things like that. And so I think it's really important that we dialogue well and communicate well so that everybody can have the most enjoyable time that they can. And I think that even goes outside of and friends.
Yeah. Okay. So you have only two Indian friends, Shamista and me. So right now only one. Only I am. Great, great, lovely conversation, lovely, wonderful. I really enjoyed with you a lot, and thank you very much for your time and support. Thank you so much. And
Thank you for being you, Dahlia. I appreciate you. See you Tuesday.
yeah, bye bye.